Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 35 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast, where we get raw, real, and relevant in the new network marketing and helping you become a gifted leader in your business. My name is Teisha from Canada.
And I'm Dracy Dewar from Australia.
Happy Valentine's Day, Dracy.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Well, I got to celebrate it yesterday. They're gorgeous. But the beautiful thing about living down under is we pretty much technically get to celebrate it 2 times when you're working in the American world. So yeah, it's exciting.
So we are recording this on Valentine's Day. This will be posted tomorrow on YouTube, so you'll be seeing it the day after. But before we get started on episode 35, I do want to share something that went out yesterday, and that is our Share the Love giveaway. So this is all about, talking about why we love this industry. And so we wanted to share the love with you guys. And we are actually doing a giveaway for a gold ribbon package with our social media MVP program. And it includes a one-on-one personal coaching session on top of the 12 modules, the advanced work guide, and all the things. So make sure you guys go check it out over on our Instagram page. It's also posted on Facebook, so you can enter in both places, get some extra entries there. And that's going to be going on for 1 week. So I hope you guys go enter. This is going to be such a great opportunity if you want to tag your teams or other business builders and friends in the direct sales industry. This is going to be a great little package for them to get entered in on winning. So make sure you guys check that out. And so going into episode 35, we are continuing on with our mini series of fiercely protecting the things that matter. And today is all about fiercely protecting your faith and having faith over fear. So have you ever heard that quote before? Have faith over fear. And faith could mean so many different things to different people. So we want to discuss that, what faith means to us, give you some tips and tricks on how to have faith in your business, in your life. And so I'm going to let Dracy start us off with sharing a little bit more about her definition of faith and what that looks like to her.
Well, thank you, Teisha. And I just want to say my heart is full of so much love. It's nice when we have a day that allows us to really reflect on the things that we love, the people we love around us, the things we love that we do in our life. And I've actually really enjoyed doing our social media and our content for this episode, as well as doing this giveaway. So I just wanted to say, it just reminds me that, we got to constantly every day remind ourselves as part of our faith and as part of our actual gratitude, because I believe the two go hand in hand. And when you do that on a daily basis, how can you not have more love in your life, more of everything? So without further ado, let's talk about these things that matter. I know when I really first started to post with purpose in our social media, and Teisha really helping me expand from just going from posting and praying to actually posting with purpose, one of my very things that I did was fiercely protecting the things that matter. And when I took the time to really, expand with intention on the things that matter, one of them became faith. And why I want to talk about faith, more importantly, is let's talk about what is faith. And I guess faith is something about trusting in something or someone without having any physical evidence or proof of its existence. And I guess it's often described as a belief in something that you cannot see or touch. And faith, everybody has is, it involves something that you can't see, in other words. And so it's actually trusting. It's trusting either in a higher power or a force, whether it be God or whether it be the creator. Everybody has a view and a vision of what faith is to them and who that higher power is. So we come to you with how we think and how we feel, and open to everybody in their faith that they have. And so ultimately, faith is measured with this. It's measured with trust and hope, and it is to help guide you for one solid thing, and it's to guide you to give you strength in your struggles, strength in the things that you're working towards, and strength in the people around you. So I guess that's what I'll have to share, Teisha, about what I think faith is. And I know for myself, is that being a creator myself, I totally have a lot of faith in what I do, how I do it. And that is because I've had faith in the higher power. And so I'm a bit little spiritual on my own journey. And I am just so open. I guess I call myself a bit collective. It's like that Bruce Lee philosophy we talk about. I kind of take a little bit, I study in all the different faiths, and I take a little bit of my own. So I guess I have my own personal belief and my own personal faith. So.
Yeah, wonderful. And everyone has such a different view on it. And we are going to get into this later, but I know sometimes people think, having faith means you're, religious or spiritual. So I am going to get into that a bit later, because I think it's funny. Me and Dracy, I feel very different in this sort of topic. However, we both at the same time mesh really good together, because we do have one solid and consistent belief in this industry, right? We have faith in this industry and the direct sales market and everything like that. So we really come together on those things, but we do have different views. So I'm excited to just dive a bit more into the episode with this. So one thing I want to talk about is a bit about my definition of faith, and actually having faith in yourself, because I think not necessarily growing up, especially I think in the last at least decade, right? Like I've always struggled with having expectations in other people. And, there's only very few people that I really do have trust in, because people need to earn that trust from me. But over the years, I've learned to have faith in myself. And that's something that a lot of us struggle with. Because having faith in yourself, it is an important part of your personal growth, and it is an important part of your success. And it all comes down again to that mindset that we talk about all the time. One of our favorite things to talk about is mastering your mindset. So to me, having faith means having confidence in your abilities and trusting that you can handle whatever life throws your way. And to help you develop faith in yourself, you could start by, setting realistic goals and taking small steps to achieve them. That doesn't mean you shouldn't dream big. I encourage you to dream big, but once you do dream big, you want to break that down into actionable bite-sized chunks so you can achieve those small steps in getting there. And you want to celebrate each success, and you want to learn from any mistakes that you've made along the way, right? There's no such thing as a failure, but everything, in my opinion, that you learn, if you turn it into a lesson, like that's going to be part of your success in the end. So that's how I kind of look at, having faith in yourself means. And so I always say before starting to work towards a goal, believing in yourself is that first step to any goal that you're going to do. Having faith in yourself, truly looking at what that goal is and thinking, I can do this, not going into it and thinking like, well, if it happens, it happens. Because we know if it happens, it happens. It never actually happens. We need to really go into something, not the word hoping, but the word, believing in ourselves and really feeling like, yeah, I can achieve this. I can achieve this. I can achieve anything I put my mind to. And during your journey to achieving those goals, that's when you want to use some positive self-talk, and you want to encourage yourself on your journey, right? Because if you're thinking all the negative reasons of maybe why you can't do it, then that's what's going to come about. But when you can focus on the positive self-talk and the reasons why you can do it, then that's what's going to come about. So it's so important to remember that you're capable of great things, and having faith in yourself can help you reach your full potential. It truly can. So that's, I think, my definition of faith is really just believing in yourself and having that faith in yourself. And maybe there's something else that you have faith in, and that's amazing. For me, though, my journey of self-growth and everything I've done to get to the point where I am today was because I've been able to have faith in myself. I've been able to even have faith in this industry. So that is a bit about my definition of faith. So Dracy, I know that you have some things you want to share that we can some things that we can actually have faith in too. And so I'd love for you to come on and share that.
Well, first of all, thanks. And it's an emotion, and see, just you even talking about it and hearing you sharing how faith means to you and what it means to you, I can feel that energy. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying, is that it is an energy that you cannot explain. And I don't know if you just watched there, but the light was actually shining on me on that moment, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I was like, I felt like I was beaming, and I saw this light come. I don't know if you saw that there, Teisha.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
And I was just thinking how ironic in this moment, because it's about us lighting up. And if you actually think about faith, is actually a lot to do with our philosophies. And so, as Teisha said, she has those philosophies around her faith. And, part of my philosophy, as well is, is to believe in ourselves, even when others don't believe in ourselves, and having that faith, as Teisha said. And so some of the other philosophies, that I love to have is going the extra mile for people, whether they deserve it or not, it doesn't matter. It's that I have faith in them and I have no expectations. I'm not looking for something back. Another part of my philosophy is do more, give more, and just be more than is expected of me, because that, I believe, will have its own personal boomerang and come back to us. So talking about some things to have some faith in, I think faith is a very important part of our life. And there are so many things that we could have faith in. So just as a few examples, I guess faith, as we talk about, in our abilities and believing in yourself and trusting that you can achieve great things. So that really just solidifies what Teisha has said. And number two, having faith in your friends and family. And there's a difference, again, faith versus expectations, as Teisha was talking about. But they are there to support you and are always willing to be by your side. And if that's not the people that you have, then you have the wrong people. So again, it comes down to you having the boundaries and choosing to spend hours with positive people, minutes with negative people, and people that actually have faith in you. And then number three is just having faith in the world. I know it is so hard, and we can look at all the bad things, the negative things that are going around. No matter what the challenges are, this world has a lot of beautiful things, and there is a lot of kindness, and there is a lot of hope out there. And again, it's like in the book that I wrote about the chief and his grandson. And when the grandson said he sees these two wolves fighting, and one of the wolves, is dark, and it's, he's like mean and all those things, and the other one has got hope and joy. And he asks his grandfather, which one's going to win? And the grandfather said, the one that you feed. And so when I talk about having faith in the world, feed that one that has beauty and kindness and hope, and have faith, because in all these years, there has always been so much negativity around all the people. And I actually can't think of a better time that I would want to be, no matter what. And in any history, is right now where we are at, with even the challenges that we have right now. And number four is I'm going to talk about whether it's the power of, whether it's prayer, meditation, and intention. And the reason why I say that is because prayer brings comfort. Meditation actually brings, meditation brings strength into what you're doing, and intention brings focus. And so, as well as meditation brings peace. And so coming back to then the intentions give hope for the future. So if I identify the differences, some people focus on prayer, some people focus on meditation, some people focus on intention. I like to focus on all three. Again, being a bit of a Bruce Lee philosophy. And again, I've traveled the world and I've seen different cultures, and I just love the beauty each culture has, or each religion has. And again, I've taken the best of them and I'm embodied them into me and my personal faith and philosophy. And then number five, this one is faith in our industry. Like, this industry has more six-figure earners in this profession than any other profession. And did you know that 80% of the females that earn six-figure incomes in the world actually are from the network marketing industry? So ladies, gentlemen, those of you that are watching, like, how amazing is that? So no matter what you are going through, remember to have faith in something, if you were going to have any.
Absolutely. I love that. And just to piggyback off what you said in terms of kind of grabbing, different beliefs from everywhere and just kind of creating your own, like, that's how I've always been too. There's not like one thing that I could say like, oh yeah, this is my belief system. Or I've personally, like, I've never been a religious person, so I don't have a specific belief in that sense, but I just sort of, even politically, not to bring up politics because I don't want to do that. But what I mean by that is just, there's not ever going to be, I think, one thing and one person that I'm going to 100% resonate with. It's just what I believe. And there's so many different aspects that I take from so many different people, so many different situations. And that's how I guess I form my belief system, and how, I develop faith in myself too. So when we talk about having faith over fear, having that it's an important skill to have, because it can be difficult to do in the face of so much uncertainty in the world, but it's possible. And right now, more than ever, I feel like there is a lot of uncertainty in the world. And so we need to learn to have that faith, whether that's in us or maybe that's in something else. We need to learn to have that and choose that over the fear that's going to sometimes drown us and, not let us reach our full potential. So one effective way to have faith over fear, and you've probably heard me say this before, but it's to focus on the things that you have control over and spend time. Some ways you could do this is, spending time reflecting on your goals and on your values and on the things that you can do to make progress towards them. Don't look at all the things you can't do. Look at the things you can do. And this reminds me too of the same things in business. What do we have control over in our business? What do we not have control over, right? We don't have control over specific people. And if they purchase something from us, or if they decide to get started with us, we only have control over what we do. And that brings me back again to why I so strongly believe that having faith in yourself is like the most important thing that you could do, because you have control over what you do. And so by focusing on those things you can control, and by really putting your values above everything and letting that kind of be your guide to how you navigate life and even how you present yourself in person, online, that's going to help you really have that faith. And so this is what's going to help you stay positive and motivated moving forward in your business, moving forward in your life. Like this episode, honestly, like we are a podcast to help leaders grow and build, but I think there's so many amazing life lessons in this. And we always talk about how this industry is just a personal growth program with a compensation plan attached. Like, I feel like I'm learning so much as a person that relates to my life that I bring into business. It's almost like personally developing myself is what is really motivating me to, go on, set goals, and have success in my business. So, like I said, this is what's going to help you stay positive. This is what's going to help you stay motivated. And this is going to also help you be more resilient when things don't go as planned, which that often happens. Things don't go as planned. And again, out of our control, we can't do anything about it. So how are we going to move forward that's going to be in line with our values and in line with our goals? You want to take time. Here's also a little tip, like take time to practice self-care, such as engaging in activities that bring you joy. So maybe that's taking a bubble bath. Maybe that's, planning date nights with your partner, whatever that looks like to you. What brings you joy, your hobbies, cuddling with your animals, being with your grandbabies. I know, Dracy, that's like your self-care time. Just those things that really bring you joy. Take time to do those things and connect with supportive people. And Dracy talked about having that faith in your family and your friends, the people that support you, and just know that they love you, right? And then another one is also getting enough rest, which is, to be quite frankly honest, is something I still struggle with. I think I don't know, Dracy, you seem to get enough rest and you're always fired up every day. Me, like, I feel like I get the same amount of rest as you, but I'm kind of like still in that, I don't know, I'm still in that kind of like, not mood, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I'm in that where I'm like, I don't know. I love to stay up. My brain functions and it's at its prime time at like 1 a.m. sometimes. And
I was up at 1 a.m. last night. Same thing, doing our outline. I got our email. Like, I was pulling a Teisha, but I operate in that same sense, but I know when to stop when I need to. And that's what people don't see, is when I do stop and I do rest. And it's usually at the oddest of times. But I do. But I get it, because we show up, and it's something you're saying. I'm sorry. And I hope I didn't cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
Because what we are doing, and those that are listening and tuning in right now, is you are tuning in because you want to lift other people, and to lift other people is you are being that example, and you are giving people faith by being empowering and going out and doing the real hard things and showing that it can be done. And by you doing these things is what's going to give people faith in you, faith in themselves, but faith in this industry that it can change lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think, guys, the bottom line is right now, what you're listening to, this podcast, you're listening to a work in progress. And that's what I want to say, is that, like, we're still navigating through so much of this, and I'm still going to be 100% real with you guys. Like, I can give you guys these tips, like surround yourself with supportive people, get enough rest, do things that bring you joy, focus on what you can control. And I practice this as much as I can, right? Because I preach it all the time, but you're listening to a work in progress. Like, we're working through these things too. And that's what we want to be, is we want to be relatable, and we want you guys to see the raw, the real, and the relatable things that we go through and struggle with as well. So, like, again, bottom line, these are the things that are going to help you stay grounded. These are the things that are going to help you have faith that you can handle whatever challenges come your way. Because remember that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. So you get to decide, out of everything, every challenge, every roadblock that stands in your path, how are you going to overcome them? Are you going to be part of the solution or are you going to be part of the problem? You could choose whatever path you want, but one path is going to lead to that faith over your fear. And the other path is going to have that fear standing in the way. So you just got to decide what path you want to take. And hopefully you guys choose to have faith over fear. So Dracy, do you want to get into those 4 steps that we discussed?
And you probably can hit them already, but let me just
Sure.
put them in actual steps. But I'm going to say something based on what you said. You said a magical word in there, and I want people to know this magical word. And if you got a pen right now, I want you to write it down. It's actually called practice. This is what practice is about. And seeing that faith and seeing what we do is a practice, and we need to practice it. And that's why it is just a part of the process. And when you focus on that process, then it's all about having fun. So number 1, I'm going to add it. So it's making it 5. Okay. So I'm saying is focus on the practice. And those that do yoga or meditation, they actually call it a practice because they're never going to get it perfect. And so it's every day practicing what you believe in. And so if it's in our network marketing industry, we have to practice on a daily basis to show up and how we show up and just totally, completely improve. So that'll be my number 1. So my number 2 is to stay grounded, staying grounded in the present. And again, fear is often rooted with worry of the future. And so like they say, people who are so focused on the future have anxiety. People who are so focused on the past have depression. And that's why it's so important to focus on the present. It is the best gift you can give yourself. Hence why meditation is all about the present. Okay, number 2. Well, it's my number 3 now. Again, for those that really want to have faith, is connecting with a higher power. And in this case, we're talking about, and even those of you that don't believe in that higher power, I'm talking about letting go of fear and trusting that there is a higher power that is there to help you find your strength, courage, and peace. So number 4 is take action, those small steps, achieving steps towards the things that scare you. Again, that's why my mission is that one brave thing, to go out there and do one brave thing every day. Be brave and take action. And then our number 5 is really work out what is the source of that fear. Acknowledge that fear, identify the source of it, and look at it in the face like a lion and roar. Just address it and move on. Find the support that you need in making it happen. And again, the support is probably always going to be the key nugget to making things happen.
Yep, absolutely. Everyone needs that support around them. And that's why I always emphasize, like, surrounding yourself with people that you want to become makes the biggest difference. And I've even noticed that, especially in this industry. I think, like, honestly, when I look at, I think just any sort of job or what people do for extra income, like the direct sales, network marketing industry, we have some of the most positive and uplifting communities out there. And so I've been so grateful to have been introduced to it and to have been, put in this group of people who are cheering for me and people who support me and uplift me. And I love that I get to do the same thing for people and make people feel good about themselves too. So 100% love the support on that. And so I want to quickly get into how to have faith if you're not religious, because I think sometimes people think faith is a religious word. I've always looked at it as a religious word up until, I guess, when I really started, feeling the need to have faith in myself for this industry to really put me ahead. So I want to speak on that a little bit because I know Dracy's quite spiritual. I'm not really like that. And so some of the things that she says sometimes, like, I'll be honest, I'll look at her and be like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, I don't know. I've never processed things that in that kind of way. And I mean, growing up, for example, I was baptized, and I was a baby, right? So that was, my grandparents were very religious. And I think having religion or a belief system or just anything that you believe in is important because it gives you a sense of direction and it gives you a sense of inspiration on how to walk life. So I do want to talk about, though, and speak to those people who maybe are like me, where you don't necessarily feel like you're religious, but you still feel like you have faith. So like I said, it doesn't have to be connected to religion, or it doesn't have to be connected to something spiritual, because there's many ways to have faith without it being linked to a certain belief system. So to start, Think about the things that bring you joy and what makes you feel safe and secure inside. Maybe it's nature. Maybe it's spending time with friends or family. Whatever it is, think about those things and then start by focusing on that and appreciating those things that bring you joy. And remember, as I said earlier, life is happening for you and not to you. So know that during your difficult times, you will be okay and that you could find the strength and courage to get through it. That's where you have to have faith in yourself. And many people that get their inspiration might get that from religion or from a belief system or spiritually. But, to just figure out the ways to walk through life and what they should do. And people look at religion for a lot of that, or a belief system or a higher up power. But you can look for inspiration from different sources. You could look from sources outside religion, such as books, reading books to learn, listening to podcasts of people that you're inspired by. And again, just a place that you can actually feel like you can grow and learn and take action steps from. People that you admire. Who are people that you really admire in this world, whether that's like a trait about them, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's someone who's famous that you've never met, or maybe it's someone who's passed away. People that you admire and looking at guidance from them is a way that you can be inspired to walk your life the way that you do. And having faith can be about finding a sense of connection, finding a sense of community, which many of us have found through the network marketing industry, and just finding a sense of hope, a hope in life, such as your why you do what you do. So that's just my take on having faith in yourself. It does not have to be linked to a religion, or it doesn't have to be linked to something spiritual. It could really just be linked to what you care about, what matters to you. So that's my take on that.
Teisha, I think you wrapped that up in a beautiful bow. So I just want you to say thank you, because it is a topic that is clearly on our heart. We are talking about love, and I believe love and faith is all connected with this beautiful bow that we have wrapped for everybody. So I just wanted to not even expand any more than that, other than I just wanted to encourage all the people, whatever it is your faith is that together we are all here to do one thing, and that is to share the love. So it's been great being able to focus on something that I think is really dear to my heart, fiercely protecting the things that matter, and faith being one of it. So I want to encourage everybody to join us in our Facebook community, The Gifted Leaders, where we're actually unwrapping our book, The Unwrapped Leader. And I believe, this week's topic is actually on focus. So we're actually going to be hopping on doing that here in the next 5 minutes. So that's why we're wrapping this up. And so if you had a chance to catch this, go and join our Facebook community. If you're already there, we can't wait to see you. And please make sure you just make some comments on how you have faith or how you stay focused. Other than that, we will be doing a new social media MVP program in the month of March. So we'll have some details that you can get yourself on the wait list. And again, we're doing the giveaway. Let's give away. It's over $2,500 worth of value to somebody. So tag somebody, share it with somebody, and maybe it just might be you. And last but not least, like, subscribe, and if you're listening to the podcast, a 5-star review. Thank you, Teisha. I just love you, and a big, big, big heart to you, and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Take care. See you guys next week. Bye.